welcome back down the Barbarian Bar. I've got something cool that I want to talk to you about here. This is from MecArmy. This is a Carabiner multi-tool for anybody, but primarily me. And if you're watching this, probably you as well, for EDC people, everyday carry. This is a cool item. They did send this out to me. Full disclosure, there's a Kickstarter starting with this, and they sent it out and said, hey, we'd like you to review it. Before you get in the comments and you're going to say, well, Mike, you're just going to talk about it in good ways and try to talk it up here. And I want to be upfront and full disclosure. Just because it was sent to me, they're not paying me. They're not telling me to say anything about it. And I just want to be, full transparency when it comes to, getting items for review, of course. Before I get into talking about what this item does and what it can do, I want to talk about a reason why I wish I would have had it. So a while back here, me being an EDC guy, I like to take apart knives. So when I get a new knife, I like to take it apart and look at the mechanisms, look how it's made, and then I put it back together. I did a mistake. I took apart a knife and I put it back together. And the next day I was like, I'm going to go show my buddies. Well, this was a knife that I'd taken apart and I saw the mechanisms. I was like, this is really cool. I should make a video about it. And so upon putting it back together, I didn't use any Loctite. Basically put it back together, made sure it was nice and lined up. Next thing I know, I'm putting it together. I put it in my pocket and I bring it to my buddies the next day to show it off like us EDC guys do. And well, lo and behold, wouldn't you guess, a screw fell out. And I said, man, oh man, that's embarrassing. I'm showing off this really nice knife. I'm doing my best to talk it up, and a screw falls out. And I've got to, plead my case. I put the knife back together. I forgot to put Loctite, blah, blah, blah. I'm pleading my case to my friends, like how good this knife really is. And, one of the screws is out, and there you go. I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. Well, I put the knife kind of back together by hand, and I didn't have a tool with me. Like a dummy, why am I not bringing a tool with me? Well, I put the screw kind of back into place, and I put it back in the pocket, and I put it deep in the pocket in case the screw falls back out. And now I can't use that knife throughout the whole day. Luckily for me, though, I've got like a second knife, maybe sometimes even a third knife, depending on what day it is and where I'm doing, of course, or, whatever. That all put aside, that knife was out of commission. I couldn't use it the rest of the day. It was a nice knife. And I wish I had one of my tools with me. Why I didn't bring the tool with me was, well, it takes up space, okay? It's sometimes bulky. You got to carry a couple bits with you. Be helpful if it was on something I already had. Well, this is where MecArmy comes in here. They made this Carabiner multi-tool. This would come in play. It's super light, made out of titanium. It's got a carabiner, so I can carry this on my belt loop. I can carry it on my keys. I can throw it in a pouch and put it on a backpack. There are multiple ways you can take this and carry it. Let me kind of go over what this is and kind of useful things here. Of course, I told you that if a screw fell out of my knife or I wanted to maybe tighten up the pivot or anything like that, I could use this tool. Well, underneath here is a little door, and there are 3 bits in there, and 3 bits that are double-sided. The first one is a H2 and the H1.5. The other one's got your slotted screwdriver 3.5 and what I call the Phillips head. Okay, very useful. The one that comes in use for me as a knife EDC kind of guy, I think that the T8 and the T6 is the most important one of all of them. Do I wish there was more selections? Yes, I do wish. That's kind of a takeaway. I'm going to drop this in here. This one is the magnetic spot, so it doesn't fall out. I find myself using that one the most. It also has one on the side here. This one is very tight, but it's not magnetic. And this one, depending how you're going to use it, it comes in handy. I can see multiple ways. Man, this is super comfortable. It's about the right size. Plop it right in there. And I'm not going to do this, but if I was to, it's just the perfect spot to put that back in there, very light. If it was that day, this could have carried right on my belt loop because I know I have my keys that day because I drove my buddies, and I could put the keychain right here, hang that right on my keys. And I'm a guy who does like to put it right on the belt loop. So that would have been perfect. So that would have come in clutch that day here. Other items that are on this are, you get a 2-inch ruler. And I believe this is a 5-centimeter ruler. You can use that maybe to draw a straight line. Maybe you're measuring something really quick here. One thing I do want to talk about is the Carabiner. Like, this is solid. Let me just listen to it. That is solid. Some of them are just weak. Let's just be honest. This one does not feel that way. This one feels structurally solid. And being made out of titanium, you know it's going to have some good solid strength on there. You could, maybe you want to use this to hang some stuff while you're hunting. You could run some paracord through these two holes. And you could hang this on like a tree limb. There are a lot of different things you could use that carabiner for. Plus, you always need a tool on you. And like I said, if you're like me, man, oh man, do I wish I would have had this that day. That was embarrassing. It really was. Let me just kind of run through some specs from the Kickstarter here. It is called the MecArmy EH4, the Outdoor Titanium Multi-Tool EDC Carabiner. It's an all-in-one versatile multi-tool keychain. It's got a screwdriver, the T6, T8, the Phillip, the slot 3.5, H1.5, and H2 key holder carabiner with a ruler, all in one compact design. It does look like the Kickstarter's doing very well, so I'm glad to see this come out. I think this is something I really want to bring attention to as far as, my friends, you EDC fellows that do watch my stuff. I think it's really cool here. Craftsmanship is definitely excellent on it. All around, I think this is going to be a tool that I'm going to be talking about more. Like I said, I've only had it for less than a week, so I can't tell you the full ruggability of, is it going to hold up? But being made out of titanium, I don't see why it wouldn't. Like I said, you can throw this in the pouch, and it's flat enough to just throw in the pocket. Super light. It actually comes out to 41 grams. Wow, that is light. They call it convenience at your fingertips. So there are some options in here, and I think the titanium one is by far going to be better than an aluminum. People who would go with the aluminum, maybe you're going to save a couple dollars and you want to get the black. I'm down for that. What else we got here? The stainless steel. I would just go all the way up and I'd just get the titanium one. That's just my opinion. We know the ruggability of titanium. So I'm going with the titanium one if I was going to vouch for any of them. Just an all-around neat tool. If you guys do like this type of video, this is what I'm going to call a quick review, and you like this style, please hit that like, subscribe button. It helps me out a lot. And like I said, I'll have a link in the description down below if you want to get yourself in on the Kickstarter for this. It's launching right now. And with that being said, everybody have a great rest of your day, and make sure that your coffee is stronger than your toddler. I like it.